So, ladles and jelly spoons in the top right-hand corner of this ZVT. It is 11, and his opponent in the bottom left-hand side. I want to refer to them by the name they are in the game, even though I know it's meant to be something else. It's EatRaw! So, apparently this is a best of 3, and 11 is down by 1. So, it is entirely possible for Terrans to win in this day and age. We will see how it happens. No 12 pools here, though. Fairly standard start to the game. Very nice. Looks like a Reaper start. A little bit of a repositioning, hey? And the natural expansion there. Question is... Actually, it's kind of a weird thing that the Terran player has to stop making workers in order to make mules. I wonder what that does to the graph of, like, production if you do it. In any case, fairly standard start. Nothing unusual here. Nothing cheesy. And this Overlord, the only thing it really needs to make sure it does is it needs to sit there. Which I think is where it's going. Yeah, that's where it's going. An SCV, which, incidentally, according to the lore, are actually a lot bigger than they are in the game. Apparently, an SCV is apparently supposed to be about the same size as a siege tank. And if you play with the real scale mod, you get to see that. In any case, Reaper start coming out, and also sending in the SCV to scout just to be sure, because the last thing you want to have happen is unexpected cheese. And at least in this case, he'd have time, a little bit more time to prepare a defense if there was some kind of massive Ling flood happening. But in this case, it does not look like there is. The Reaper just maneuvering across the map. Hoping that maybe he can be one of the first ones to scout the third. Nah, it's gone up too soon. But yeah, he can be one of the ones that lives for long enough that he can get his freedom. But it doesn't look like it. And again, nice maneuvering of the Lings there to try and save one of them. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it's going to work. Question is, can this guy get any kills? Oh! Oh no, he went within range of something on the top there. And unfortunately, that means that the Terran player can no longer scout. He can scan, but you really don't want to be wasting that income. And actually, I like the look of this. We're not seeing any kind of tech transition. We're looking at either a massive Ling flood, which I don't think we are, or we're looking at defensive Lings to try and keep some, to keep things back. And now he's put it back in. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe attacking to something else, but we're not looking at a massive amount of aggression here. Yes, we'll see when we get to 100 gas, because that's presumably when it's going to happen. Well, this Overlord lofted to its death. A couple of cars. Hellions coming out to deny creep, which, by the way, is basically what they're for. Like, that's what they exist for. They don't. Sometimes people will try and do damage to the worker line with them. It's generally not the best of ideas, because you usually end up throwing them away to do that. This Overlord, however, is dead. That's pretty good. Yep, the Hellions went out, denied some creep, came home. We might see a cheeky repair. We might not. That said, that's a sizable number of Hellions. The sort of thing that is going to actually chew these Lings apart if they meet. Going to chew big holes in that Ling flood. Just because of the bonus damage to light, apart from anything else. But also the fact that they're AoE attacks, which are always better. Unfortunately, EatRaw is sitting in front of an Overlord, so it's not like this is going to be any kind of a surprise attack. And the Queens are here to try and shoo them away. You do need to use Queens for this, though. The Lings are not going to be able to do this. How many Queens has he got? 5. There's 1, 2. There's the rest. And actually, that makes a lot of sense. Having 2 queens for creep is a good number. Because you can spread creep quite fast that way. But you still have enough for injections. And here we go with the +1s. That's the difference between StarCraft and Uno. In Uno, +2 is a bad sign. In StarCraft, your opponent having +2 is a really bad sign. That said, thinking about it, actually having +2 can counter your opponent's +2. But apparently you can't stack +2s in Uno. Who knows? And again, we're seeing this strategy of just sending one unit out to try and clear the map. To get rid of some vision, you know? Stop your opponent from being able to see things so easily. If they can clear that creep before they leave, well, that's a good start. Eventually this overload production, actually I was going to say it's going to matter, but no, it's really not. Turns out EatRaw saw what was happening and was just like, yeah, I'll just make 6 of them. I don't care. That said, the vision is the big thing. Like, if you can deny the Zerg vision of the map, that's a really nice thing to be able to do. Uh-oh, incoming queens? No, okay. Also, I love that the cleaning bot is trying really hard to clean this creep up. It's doing its best. It is, however, very small. That would be really funny if it had any impact on the creep at all. But I don't think it does. Okay, bit of a drop coming out. Not gonna lie, I feel like Hellbats would be more useful, but I don't think we have an armory yet. Ooh, mixed production. Nice. Okay, so we're pushing up to this base on the left, and we know we can do this because we delay the creep up here. So it's actually possible to get a lot closer before the Zerg realizes you exist. That said, it would probably be a good idea to get rid of those creep tumors before they mature. Like now? Okay, never mind. Okay, and I love the siege tank in a box. Because at that point, oh, this is a sizable chunk of Zerg. Okay. Pushing in, pushing out. The tanks are still alive, though, and they're still doing a lot of damage. The only weird thing was that that creep tumor at the back didn't get picked up. The banelings coming in and not doing as much as they might because the splits are actually pretty good. Yep, that was a nice push right there. The Zerg is trying to push things back, but it's just basically feeding units into the meat grinder at this point. Oh, some reinforcements get picked off, along with a medevac? No way, that medevac's thinking, I'm the luckiest person alive. Yep, some good bailing hits there. If the tanks start to move up, though, this could turn into a very painful encounter. Apart from anything else, 11 drones have gone down. And now would be a really good time to go and drop something on the other side of, oh, I don't know, over here. Which actually seems why EatRaw is anticipating this. I don't know if now's a good time to pull back. I don't know, it feels like a bad time to pull back. Uh-oh, all the Zerglings rushing into this one spot. I don't think this is a good drop spot, unfortunately, my dude, because you're within range of queens, which means those marines are dead. And so is the medevac. Possibly not the most cost-effective baneling ever used, but never mind. If these tanks can get sieged and in good positions where they're not sat next to each other, that would be good. I'm not sure what that's supposed to accomplish, but I'm sure it's something. Okay. That's a good advancement. I'm not sure opening up your opponent's pathway is what you want to be doing at this point, my dude. That tank is kind of exposed. It needs to pull back. And again, this Liberator Circle is not doing that much for you, my dude. Uh-oh, the Lurkers are on the field. And this is going to be a really nice engagement for Zerg. He can get in and just slaughter the tanks. And any reinforcements that come up because there are no scans going down. Oh no! Oh no! That tank's just seized up in front of a lurker. You know it's a bad time when that happens. Oof, that's painful. Well, that was a costly loss for EatRaw. And that Liberator's going to achieve nothing and probably die. It got away. Seismic spines up for the lurkers, so they will be even more powerful than before. Where are we going? I'm faintly concerned that that thing is going to stop over a spore crawler. Just faintly concerned. Yep. No kills for you. So, EatRaw still doing quite a lot of good work, but not doing quite as well in this game as in the previous one. Well, possibly they are, I'm not sure. We're looking at army supply advantage, a small army supply advantage, small worker deficit, but not as much as you'd expect because workers on Terran workers include mules, which don't show up in this. And technically speaking, if he's got 3 orbitals, then he's got effectively another 10 workers. So he's a little bit behind, but not much. I think the bigger problem is going to be the base count, because our Terran player is only on 3 bases and is going for a 4th now, whereas Zerg has 5. And while the mains are mining out, both mains are going to mine out. I like the fact that we're seeing a little more Liberator involvement, because apart from anything else, as I previously mentioned, they're pretty good against lurkers. Let's just turn my mic down a bit. Seeing a lot of red spiking in that one. All right. Okay. Zerg expanding out to another base, because honestly there's not a lot that can be done about it at this point. I honestly think this harassment isn't functional. I don't think it's good harassment. I think our Terran player will be much better served by keeping those with the army. Oh, maybe. This is going to be very hard to engage with. And actually it's working pretty well. Oh no! The worst timing in the world! Oh no! Both of them are going to die for a couple of workers, but 4 workers for 2 Liberators, probably not what you want. Oof. That's painful. And at this point, the massive armada of Zerg is just going to wash over this force here, I think. Half the Terran army isn't even fighting, and some of it's picked up in that medevac. Oh, this is a painful engagement. This is part of the problem, is like, because the Terran army is so spread out. Oh wait, actually, yeah, no, that's alright. He's got some detection there. He doesn't need to scan half the army. Okay. That base is going to burn down in a few seconds. There we go. Some nice repairs happening there. Siege tank's in the right place to be in of actual really good use here. Oh, walking into siege tank fire like that is never going to be good for your health. They take out a tank. And there's not enough bio here to really support this. I think EatRaw might be about to take a bit of an L right here just because the tanks aren't supported by enough bio to do anything. And once you get on top of the Terran's economy and on top of the Terran's production capacity. Oh, it needs to go in. There we go. That's one attack cleaned up. Oh, it's a tough one because EIeleven's got a slight army supply lead at this point, but it's actually behind on workers effectively. Because we've got the 3 mules, I mean, he's saving up some scan energy, which is, you know, smart versus lurkers and so on. But that's a lot of lurkers. That's a lot of lurkers. Turns out 15 lurkers. Turns out EIeleven likes lurkers. And with good reason. They are a good unit. Morkett in the chat. Yes, that is exactly what they are doing. Uh-oh, those tanks are not in range to save the siege, to save the sensor tower. And that's a lot of damage. Emotional or otherwise. Imagine feeling like you've been left outside by your allies like that. Oof. Yeah, that's a... Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure why our Zerg player's pulling back at this point. Oh, right, because he's getting to a base trade. Ah, that's why. That would definitely be a thing that would make me pause. And the Terran player's going to see the Lurkers turn up before the Lurkers siege. That was a pretty good counter-offensive. Need to scan. Unfortunately, the building that would be able to scan is on fire. Okay, that's going to work for a while. Okay, dropping in. Yeah, dropping in the main now is a good plan. Give the Zerg 3 things to worry about. Also, can he see those Lurkers? He can see 2 of them.
We could use some help here.
The flood in the main is real. But now would be a good time to drop in the 3rd again. Dead queens are dead queens. And that's a clean-up attack, even though it did a lot of damage. Goodness me. Yeah, those medevacs need to leave. This is a surprisingly scrappy fight on both sides. EatRaw now down in workers technically, but only technically. If we look at the incomes are about even. I believe EatRaw has more gas, a lot more gas coming in. Those medevacs need to leave. They're very expensive losses. Oh. It's a good map, yeah. Mork at the Dark Spirit in the chat saying it is a cool map, and I do like it. It's got a weird structure around the middle. Like, I can't imagine why a Zerg player isn't clearing out this path to get a more direct attack in. Those tanks really needed repairing before they went into the fray. But this is about to be a bad experience for a Zerg player. There's enough tanks here to do some damage. Oof. That's painful. And that base is dead. There is no saving it. It will fall out of the sky. I'm actually staggered they made it past that. Okay. Bit of chasing is nice. Don't chase into the Lurkers, though. You'll have a bad time if you chase into Lurkers. I also love the fact that basically every base now has at least a couple of tanks on it, because honestly, you really need that now. And this, it seems designed to funnel Zerglings in, I'm guessing? That would be my guess. There we go. This is what I was waiting for. This path does not give you anything. This blockage does not give you anything as a Zerg. So you open it up so you can go and attack better. Okay. Zerg player... Actually, no. EatRaw's doing a lot of very smart things here. We're seeing a lot of expanding while there's nothing else happening. We're seeing some yoinkables. Not sure what that was. And some keeping the army moving. That's the big thing. Lurkers can't do anything while they're unsieged, but keeping them in different places around the map, that's painful. That tank just got murked. Murked. And in comes the yoink. Oh no, in comes the blinding cloud. Oh, very nice. Probably not the best of ideas to walk your units into tower range, but there we go. Ooh, the siege tanks are showing their power again, though. And a quick pickup. Actually, this is really bad. If he hadn't yoinked the Liberator, it would now not be killing his Vipers. Will it catch up? No! Oh my god! Oh my god! That's like one hit from death. One hit! Oh, wow. That was pretty impressive. So, EatRaw clinging in there. Like, all the action seems to be happening in this side of the map. It did happen up here a while back, and this base is only finally getting rebuilt. Thing is, if we look at the army supply, EatRaw has it. Like, EatRaw has not as many workers anymore, by a noticeable chunk. But the army supply is definitely in favour, so if he can get some good engagements, this game is over, but he needs to do it now. And we're looking at flyer carapace, presumably for these guys. Oh, I don't know. I'm guessing +3 range would probably be a good thing to have for your ground units, given that you've got Hydras in your comp. That said, this looks like an army that might be going somewhere. Also, these circles are a little bit too overlapped, I think, but never mind. Broodlords, Ermagerd Broodlords. Yep, it's that swapping out, because it turns out tanks are bad against Broodlords. Just going to say it now, tanks are not good against Broodlords, but presumably this is why we're seeing a swap into Ghosts as well. And also we're seeing an extension of the range for the towers, for turrets, and also for the planetary fortress. Which means if anybody tries to attack this thing, it can shoot them from slightly further away. Scans going down everywhere, not seeing the army, which has got to be scary. Oh, pow, pow. And now he sees the Broodlords, and the Broodlings, and the bad time to be had by all. Now would be a good time to cloak some ghosts. The ghosts are so goddamn melodramatic. Everything else dies, but the ghosts are like when they die. Okay, I'm not sure what the EMPs are for. But the Broodlords are carving chunks out of everything that lives. Apart from anything else, the only unit that can really shoot the Broodlords is sitting there not doing it. Ugh. And this might end up being a death push. Because the ghosts are getting taken out. Those are expensive losses. Oh no. Yeah, those tanks are dead because they can't even shoot the Broodlings that are eating them. Moving into range underneath them is painful because the lurkers are there. At this point you really need some Vikings, but unfortunately transitioning over to Viking production is... Oh my god, he's making Thors. Frameshow would be proud. But unfortunately... There's no point making Thors at this point. I have a sneaking suspicion. Oh no! EatRaw still has an army supply. It's just not very evenly distributed. He's having to run away from the lurkers while the Broodlings disable and destroy everything he's got in his third base. Ooh, that's nasty. That's a dead ghost. The Thors on the map. And that's GG. There we go. Okay, then. So that's 1-1. So we're going to see game 3 in that one, which is always nice. I do like seeing good players like that. Okay. Make sure to stay hydrated when talking a lot. Oh, whoops. Wrong party. Okay. And there we go. We've got the invitation to game 3. Okay. So, with the score at 1-1, anything could happen in the next game. Like anything could happen. EatRaw saying their hand is numb. Understandable. Okay, just to check on the brackets, by the way, while we've got a second. The winner of this goes to face Diablo in the semi-finals, and then hopefully we'll get the losers round bracket, the losers round finals, and then the finals, and that will be all we wrote. Okay. So we're just jumping in to Pride of Altaris. It's a map that so far this tournament has been banned. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And here we are. One apiece in this best of three. In the top left-hand corner, playing for... I don't even know what that is. I'm assuming it says Ashes. It's EatRaw. Oh, it's not Ayashi. It's ASH. It's just Ash. Okay, never mind. In the bottom right-hand side, his opponent playing for TQ, I'm assuming. I have to assume. I don't really know. It's EatRaw. The weird thing is, EatRaw doesn't even have a clan symbol to show me what the name is. But hey, we'll see. Let's zoom out a bit so we can get better vision of the map. And we're going to see an expand first. Nothing unusual here. Okay, standard Sorry, I thought I saw a cat for a second there. Yeah, it looks like a Reaper expand. We're going to have just enough gas to make a Reaper as soon as the... It's actually one of the things that I really like about this is that because of the way the timings are done, the gas geyser will produce just enough gas to make one Reaper as soon as it finishes if you time it correctly. Pretty much like this. Boom! Instantly done. I love it when that happens. It's a really nice feeling. In any case, expand down. And again, this in theory should produce enough gas if you get 3 workers in it. There we go. This should produce enough gas that you can get speed, I believe, just as the thing finishes. As the pool comes up, I believe that's how it works. Could be wrong about that, we'll see. EatRaw has enough minerals to expand again. Are we seeing another expand? Are we seeing a super greedy third base? Nope, we're seeing some queens. Some queens. And as soon as he's got the gas for it, I suspect... Oh no, we're taking down to 1 worker on gas for some reason. Huh. And it's the peeper spot. You can look, but you can't be seen. It's one of the things that Terran players hate. In fact, Protoss players hate it too. That's a deadling. Unfortunate. But now the queen's out. The rest of her babies are a lot safer. The question is, has he seen the third base? Yes, he has. He's checking that it's still there because it's a good way of fooling your opponent. Hey, Dusk Ironhoof in the chat. Yes, actual Nova stream. I know what you're thinking. Who is this guy and what has he done to that guy I used to watch? And it turns out nothing. I'm the same person. I got asked to cast a tournament. And I didn't have anything else to do, so, you know, here we are. And we're actually watching some Diamond League players playing at, actually doing a really nice job of it. I mean, this Reaper's doing far more damage than Reapers normally do. It's not going to change the game, I don't think. But this one Reaper has done, ooh, like 500 damage so far. Yeah, it's done nearly 500 damage. I sound thinner. Why, thank you. I'm not sure if I am, but you can check that when I put myself on camera later. So, some defensive Lingu. We're not seeing a Baneling Nest, so this isn't a bust. We are seeing Hellions come out, so we're looking for creep denial. Actually, being able to deny the creep between the second and third bases would be really useful, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Because apart from anything else, there's queens in the area. And we're still looking at the 5 queens, is it? Yep, 5 queens as we had last time. Hey, maybe if we hide behind this wall, the thing won't see it. Oh. It's okay. It's visions based on movement. And not being shot dead. Thing is, I like the fact that there's always this Viking out to clear vision. The problem is I don't know what the plan is with the Liberators afterwards. Like, Liberators can do a bunch of harassment, but against the Zerg, especially against EatRaw, it would seem like they'd be better off being used as anti-lurker tools, which we did see a bit of in the last game. But we will have to see. Oh, that one Zergling's like, hey, I made the tower shiny. Okay, looks like this little dude is going to scamp around. And unfortunately, because he's been seen, and presumably because EatRaw knows what's going to happen here, there's a spore crawler building already. Oh, bit of a fight happening. Trading some minerals for some minerals. In fact, we have a quick look at the loss tab. 2 Hellions for 5. Yeah, that's cost effective. Also love this, it's just a scout. It's a more active scout because it will attack something and get shot dead. As opposed to the Overlord, which theoretically could be avoided. Did we get any kills? Yes, we got 4 kills. Very nice. All workers, all in the main. And you can tell that it did something because the Spore Crawler had to be moved around to compensate. Oh, yep, creep denial. Very nice, very important. Bit of an overextension! Oh, that was painful. Especially for that Reaper. Oof. Sad times at Reaper High. The problem is, the Mork at the Dark Spirit in the chat saying this is a Protoss favoured map. Huh. Well, I'm sure that'll be a thing in a game where there is Protoss, but for the moment. Actually, no. Given how Protoss are, I can just see this game ending in a Protoss victory, even though there aren't any Protoss playing. That's just how they are. I can see exactly how that would happen. So, this is the joy of having spare queens. And in fact, how many queens does this guy have? 7 queens, so he's got 1 per base, and 3 spare. We're seeing, actually, spare hatcheries, 2 spare hatcheries coming up. That would seem to be a bit of an admission of not the greatest macro in the world. I mean, this is not the greatest macro in the world. This is just tribute. If you can kill off this creep, the tank is actually... Oh, wow, that was a cut down. If there's another scan in there, +1/+1 finishing, this is perhaps a bit of an anti-timing because he went in before the upgrades finished, but never mind. But yeah, if he can go in now and finish off that creep, that would actually be a real blow to the Zerg. There's a single active tumor here, like 1 active tumor. If he can just get in there and kill it. And also those queens, which he can definitely see by now. Oh! He can see the queens. What's he doing? Oh, wow. That Liberator being alive on a sliver of health has actually made a huge difference. Apart from anything else, it definitely one-shots anything that's going to come at it. The fact there's going to be a lot of them is not that great. But, like, oh, the siege tank as well. Ooh, very nice. Chuff, chuff, chuff. Dead Liberator. At this point, as a Terran player, you might consider going home. Because that army is about to get surrounded and murdered.
If you're placing...
Oh, that's cheeky. That's cheeky, that is. Oh, incoming chuff noises. Kills off the... Yeah, kills off the Viking. Oh. A sneaky attack. So we pull back and go into the main. You thought you could... Oh, God, what are all these bases? Because at this point, EatRaw hadn't seen these bases. And somehow, the Overlord farm is not being protected. Actually, that's going to be a real pain in the neck for our Zerg player. Being unable to produce for a while. He's going to be able to repel this, but it's cost him a lot to do it. And the Sumo drone's going to die as well. I mean, this attack is going to get repulsed, while this also, another attack happens on this section of the map. At this point, you just leave one dude. Oh, no, you kite into the range of the tank. Nice-oo, nice-oo. While that's happening, the reinforcements come up and... Oh, good baneling hits, maybe? No? Okay. The creep's definitely been cleared, though, which is nice for EatRaw. Those two Marauders, by the way, just keeping the entire army back. Like, they are the Rambo of the Marauder world. This is a beautiful attack, and actually that base falling is a serious blow to a Zerg player. Especially because our Terran player can just push in now. He doesn't even need to retreat to the safety of that tank. +2 going to be finishing up soon. Like, very imminently. Do I see the beginnings of Operation Milkshake? No, this base is just massively oversaturated. Okay. This is not... This is not a case of Operation Milkshake because the boys are not being brung to the yard. The thing is, right now, EatRaw needs to push in. EatRaw needs to capitalize on the win that they've already had. Like, they need to go, 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 go. In fact, so my career of casting has mostly been involving a channel called SCV Rush. And they still have in their chat commands the bot command of just go. Which is basically a sort of a sentiment of frustration, especially at lower league players. Why would you blow up your own tank, my dude? Never mind. If pro players can do it, so can you. But yeah, there was a thing that I would say occasionally again to the low league players, which is you've just crushed your opponent's army, you've just made them bleed heavily. Go kill them. And this is something that Day 9 also said. Like, if your opponent's doing something weird, or you've just crushed their army, just go kill them. That's all you need to do. This, however, is a drop of doom. And it's going to do a lot of damage. Question is, will it prompt a response, or will it prompt... Oh, those medevacs need to not be in range of that spore crawler. The thing is, at this point, the bases being where they are is actually going to stop the Zerglings from being able to engage properly. They actually want to wait until they're... Uh-oh, out they go. Lots of stimming happening there. Chuff, 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 but no damage done. Oh, and at this point, you just kill this base while you're here. And desperately try to heal all the damage done to these people. Like, oh my god, so much damage. The weird thing is, like, if you can make a Terran player stim their entire army, even if they don't do anything with it afterwards, that's still 10 damage done to every Marine and 20 damage done to every Marauder. It's a lot of damage. You'll need to talk to Flandod about that one. Oh dear. But yeah, no, this is a really good showing by EatRaw. Like, I would not want to be... Oh my god, if the Zerg player realizes there's no... It doesn't realize there's Widow Mines down here. This could be a painful experience. It's like... It's weird. Like, Widow Mines are like the Terran version of Lurkers. Yep, he's baiting. He's baiting. That's bait. +3 weapons coming right up. Just kiting back into the Widow Mine range. Oh no, the Widow Mines are buried. No, why? I mean, he knows they exist now. Chuff, chuff, chuff. Dead they go. He might think he got both of them. He did not. As he's about to find out. Oh no. That was painful, that was. No Widow Mine detonations for you. Because my army is already here. Actually, these lurkers being brought around defensively. If you can get in before they burrow, they're still going to do a ton of damage to him, though. At this point, EatRaw is just pouring forwards because his army supply is 3 times his opponent's, nearly. It was 3 times his opponent's, and then he attacked into lurkers. Ugh. The base going down. At this point, this is going to be a very difficult thing for our Zerg player to overcome, because right now, Those lurkers are stopping him going anywhere over here, but he doesn't need to. He can just drop up there. Like, he can just doom drop into the natural and kill it. And those lurkers, the army supply that's there now is not going to be enough to stop anything. What can the Zerg see? Can he see that Widow Mine? He cannot! Oh no. There's just too many Widow Mines here. Oh no. You do not want to lose your detector to the thing it's designed to kill. That's not something you want to do, my dude. You thought that was enough. It was not. Oh lordy, he coming. The thing is, right now, our Zerg player's in a terrible place because this base is more or less mined out. There's, you know, some minerals left. Ghosts. There's like no minerals left here, pretty much. 10 minerals, 130 minerals, 200 minerals there. Oh, that one died quietly. Turns out not all ghosts die with the sound of... Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, that's cool. That's one way of dealing with it. You just send a couple of lings in. And then they... Oh, wow, the range on those things is pretty good now. Oh, no! He sent the detector over too far. And then that happened. The thing is, our Zerg player is still producing quite a lot of stuff. So his bank is... But his bank is shrinking. And again, having to pull back just to get out of the range of the lurkers. When really what he could be doing is just drop the base. Like, go full dubstep turn and drop the base. Because the army supply is still definitely in favour. The upgrades are kind of in favour. A little bit. That tank is dead? Thing is, he's just scared of the lurkers. Which is understandable, given that they are goddamn terrifying. But, again, like, the lurkers can only be in one place. And they take a minute to set up. So if he just drops the main, this game is over. Like he's about to do. If they can get over the Hydralisks! Oh! That oh sound was more prescient than I thought. Drop it! Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Oh no, some move commanding right there. The problem is the Terran army is very, very weak right now, so the fact that he's been able to pull 2 attacks at the same time is going to save him this game, I think. Lots of damage done there. And again, the Zerg is just being choked out. Like, oh no, those Marines and Marauders are still too close. Why? Why, God? Why, sweet merciful God? Also, at this point, like, as the Terran, as they... Oh, here we go, here we go. This is going to be the thing. Extra range on your Liberators, my dude. That is how we do. That medevac should be dead. It should really be dead. It should really... Okay, it's not dead. But it should be dead. Like, it should just be dead. Uh-oh. They're within range! No! Ah! Nothing defending that base. No repairs, nothing. Ghosts, on the other hand, are going to do a ton of damage. Do they have any detectors there at all? They do not. Oh my god. The damage... Okay, bear in mind that they scream like that because they don't have armors but like Marines. Ha! Nice. The thing is, the ghosts... Oh, if the ghosts take that thing out, they need to take that thing out. Okay. The ghosts do bonus damage to light, which for some reason Hydralisks are. So, yeah. There's a reason why that happened. Why the ghosts made such short work of the Hydras, because it turns out they're light damage. They're light armored. Why do they unbarrow the Winter Mines? No! Yeah, a couple of tanks in the right place, and that might well be GG right there. When your opponent has 3 times your army supply, and they are a Zerg. And you are a Zerg, rather. You know you're in for... Also, those eggs. Those eggs, though. Having 10 armor is good. It's so good. Oh my god. Yeah, at this point, our Zerg player is just getting choked out. He's got 200 minerals there, nothing in the main, and probably less than 1,000 minerals here. So if he can't establish a new base, that's GG. Like, he needs a new base, and he needs it now. And the Terran player's just seen where the army is. Now would be a good time to... Oh my god, is that Yamato cannon I see? It is Yamato cannon I see! Oh my god! Oh, and they're walking around to the tanks! Oh no! Yeah, no, that's great for our Terran player. Oh wait, maybe not. Yep, Snipe's going down, Snipe's going down. The Lurker's trying to do the best to keep things steady, but unfortunately Snipe's a good unit. And that right there is game.